Beyond the hype, KOL secrets to thriving in tech, gaming and Web3 ecosystems.
Welcoming everyone to this afternoon session. And if you're new to Web3 or crypto, this is your time to listen and listen well. What I have here on stage are not just KOLs. They have built projects, communities, and products and made them successful and flourishing as well as members of their own communities here in the Philippines and outside Southeast Asia. Welcoming this panel for this talk today. My name is Prof. Toff from ΑTTN.LIVE. Okay, so with some introductions first. Let's start with the far guy on the right. Gerry.
Hello.
In one sentence, how would you describe yourself to everyone here in AIBC?
Hey everyone from AIBC and Sigma. My name is Comia. I'm a content creator in KOL based here in the Philippines, and I'm here to really promote crypto education in terms of onboarding a lot of opportunities for Filipinos, for everyday Filipinos, so that we can have a better future with blockchain and stuff. So that is my goal.
Thank you, Gerry. How about you, Shun?
So, hello guys, my name is Rommel Celestino, also known as Shun in Web3 space. I'm a content creator and community leader of 30,000 Discord community called Project 1%. What we do is we do airdrops, NFT hunting, trading, and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, that would be me.
Thank you, Rommel.
Hello, everybody. My name's Gerry. I'm an actor. I'm a model. I'm a content creator. And I've been doing a lot of Web3 content since 2020 when the pandemic hit. Actually, I stopped modeling back then because I didn't know what else to do. And then I dived into the crypto space. I lost a lot of money when I was starting out. And that's when I started creating crypto content because I don't want the people, the masses, to experience the same thing. So here we go, crypto mass adoption. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for that. And you have here on stage people, community leaders. 30,000 might be small for some, but definitely it represents how Filipinos have grown in the Web3 space. And it's also not just about what the volumes they could do here in Web3 in terms of just being in cryptocurrency. But first and foremost, let's discuss what do tech brands get wrong when trying to work with KOLs? This question usually is being asked because, tech brands want A, B, C, D, up to Z things. But definitely when working with KOLs, working with marketing, what is the right questions or what is the right mindset when working with marketing or these type of community leaders? Gio, you might enlighten us first.
Yeah, I would like to start with this. Number one problem with tech brands in terms of working with KOLs. Most of the, I'm not gonna name any brands, but most of the brands, especially startups and some companies, get KOLs and they treat us like salespersons, like agents, like sales agents. That we're not. I applaud the companies that treat us like educators, hire us because we want to educate rather than making us salespersons.
So it's like being affiliates. Like I register you here and then convert people.
Not really.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Because it's part of the process. But in terms of creating sales for projects, that's their only goal, not the education part.
Okay, it's more of the transactional side.
Yes.
All right. Anyone else? Go ahead.
So, yeah, I agree with Gio on that one. Some of the tech companies treating us as salesman, but we are not. Personally, me, I'm more on the educational part. I want to introduce your product, but by how to use it, what's the use of it, how can it help our community when we use it. So I think that's more like the right approach when you want to collaborate with a KOL here in the Philippines, mostly with someone like me. So yeah.
Since you have a community and you're a community lead, how would you describe your community to business owners right here, right now?
So yeah, my community, I must say they are smart. They are smart community. Most of them really don't like KOLs. So because in the past, they saw many KOLs doing the wrong things, promoting stuff left and right, who's doing the rug pull, they want your money, then they out. So they saw something in me that they trust. So that's why I'm also very picky when it's picking something to promote. So yeah, that's one.
I would say that's very important because when you want to grow a project, you'd want to build it with the right people.
Yeah.
Not just anyone who would buy and then dump it on you.
Yes.
Something like that.
Perfect.
Those things are one of the major key things. That's why, as representing the Board Apes as well, we have you guys, all of us are from Board
All of
Ape
us are
Yacht
apes.
Club. We have their J Bond as well.
Shout out Board Ape Yacht Club.
So yeah.
Board
so-
Ape, let's go.
So for these guys, we also want to grow the Web3 ecosystem, not just by being participants of it, but having the right education. And with that, brother, CryptoPareh, how do you add up to the mix?
What's the question?
Same thing. What do tech brands get wrong when trying to work with KOLs?
Oh, right. Actually, I'd love to talk more about that because just like what Gio was saying, Rommel was saying, they treat our community as pretty much exit liquidity. And we don't want to rug pull our community first and foremost because they trust us, they follow us, and we have the influence to do so to drive the market. But then we're not salespeople. We're not here to sell your tokens for you. And pretty much you're just focusing on a quick buck. It's not about that. It should be about focusing on how to build the community, right? And we are here to build the right foundation, a strong foundation for the crypto space, for the Web3 space, and we should work hand in hand together to build that trust so that we can onboard more people into the space instead of making them want to avoid Web3 at all costs.
Because there's this stigma, right?
Right.
Web3, more scammers, more people who just want to take advantage of you. If I join there, I'll be just one of the people you'd take money from. So that aspect of Web3 has been carried over from previous conditioning from other industries. And that is not what Web3 is about. It's about empowering individuals in decentralization. And that's why I want to ask this question. If you're going to start up a community launching today, how would you start it up? You mentioned about starting it right. Where and how would you want to start it? What are the foundations or pillars that you would want?
Yeah.
If you want to start, or you can pass it on
Yeah.
to someone else.
Dive into the community so you can thrive, okay? Those are two strong words. Dive into the community, and that's when you start to thrive. How so? Build it with bringing in value, just like what Rommel is doing right now, just like what Gio is doing in right now. We bring in value, transparency, bringing in benefits for the community, and working hand in hand with them. It shouldn't be the other way around where you extract value from them. You should bring in more value so they can trust you, and then that's when you start a strong community. That's when you start with the right foundation, the right footing, instead of just shilling, instead of just making them an exit liquidity. I believe Rommel and Gio would add more to this topic.
Well, generally, I would like to go on with another thing. Before you onboard people to your community, first things first is they have to be really educated. You have to educate them first. You have to let them know the reason why crypto exists, blockchain exists, Bitcoin exists. What is the reason behind it? If they know that, if they know the fundamentals of everything, why everything started, it would make them understand why everything exists in the first place, why products are going in and out in the first place, and why is this industry kind of like the internet where it started to boom during the early times of the internet where you see a lot of products going in and out. So once they understand that, they understand that it's a whole economy that they could really dive in early and then eventually have success in the future. So yeah.
Okay, so let me add. This is an interesting one because I had a community right now. So if I gonna do it right now, I would say that you should walk the talk. Okay,
Exactly.
What do I mean by that?
Walk the talk.
Yeah, if you want to create a airdrop community, a community would do airdrop. You must be sure to yourself that you yourself do airdrop. It is hard to create a community that does airdrop, if you are yourself,
Yeah.
don't do that. So it's a funny thing. You want that community, but you don't do that. So yeah, I think the best part is you should walk the talk.
I think what you're trying to say is, correct me if I'm wrong, it starts with you, your
Yeah, it starts
leadership,
with you.
and it replicates down the line.
Yeah, you show them how it's done.
Yes, because you've done it, you've seen it, the hard parts, the dirty parts of it, the sleepless nights, etc. Because you've overcome these things, that's why you're here. And for the rest of everyone here, KOLs, leaders, community leaders, you've done things definitely that made you understood this is the right way to build the community. This is the right way to build a business. When you say we're building a business, when partnering with brands, partnering with marketing teams, it's all about that visibility that you agree with what they stand for.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this saying? When you're in business, the goal is not to be seen, but to be remembered.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And as a community leader, you are not the boss. You're the leader, so you must lead them.
Gio, anything to add to that?
Well, in terms of that saying, I would go with brands. Technically, when brands come in, like you know the saying that 99% of the projects you see right now in crypto is not going to be existent in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
That also happened in Web 2. That also happening in traditional finance. But yeah, by the end of the day, it's about making a statement, being remembered. Like we're gonna go back to Web 2. You remember Friendster, right?
Yes.
It's not existent anymore, but you remember it. It was a huge staple of your social media journey when you started. So even if it failed, it's a big part of your journey. So I think that's the thing that we have in crypto right now. Even if 99% are not existent in the next 10 years, but there are going to be catalysts that is going to be beneficial for your journey in the future.
Thank you for that,
Yeah.
Gio. Because, as you know, businesses fail. Not every business will thrive. And in Web3, there's been a lot of failures in just a span of 10, 5 years, or even less, even in a year. So when you try to build a business and work with marketing people, KOLs, and at that, it has to be with a goal. It's not just because I have to sell $1 million worth of tokens and then go after that. So let's see what happens. And definitely, when you want to be remembered, what do you want to be remembered by? That's why these KOLs, not just us, there are a lot and plenty of Filipino KOLs, but there's just definitely a few who definitely have a bad taste in the mouth or has been quite infamous in the industry, but that does not represent the entirety of the country. What do you say is one thing that you wish brands or businesses understood when trying to look for KOLs?
Okay.
Go ahead, Gerry.
I'll take that one first, yeah. As they were saying earlier, I've seen projects come and go, promising millions, but then delivering nothing. They're more focused on making a quick buck instead of building from the ground up, instead of being relatable, being engaging, bringing in more value, transparency of what they're building, empowering the community, educating the community, and walking the talk. It's pretty much, they're more about extracting from the community. Whereas on the flip side, they should be bringing in more value to the community. And what do they want to be remembered for? That's a powerful question, to be honest. And just like what they were saying earlier, it should be more about, just like when I was starting out, coming in from Web 2 to Web 3, my experience was, how do I buy crypto? Where do I buy crypto? What is an exchange? What is DeFi? What is NFT? I've had a lot of questions in my head as a beginner, as a newbie, and I didn't know which blockchain to use to transfer funds from this wallet to that wallet. What is bridging? What is swapping? And I was following this crypto YouTuber from the get-go. This is Coin Bureau. And I met him back in Dubai for the Token 2049. And it gave me butterflies because I was starting out, I was watching his videos. And he was very genuine. And actually, I could feel goosebumps in my arms right now, just like by talking about it, because he was very genuine. He was bringing in real value, and that's what I remember him for. And genuinely speaking, from the Web2 space, that's my experience. And that's how I want to be remembered for. Being genuine, bringing in value, most especially for the newbies. I don't want to take advantage of them. Yeah.
So, okay, what should do brands? Again, sorry.
Understood about your audience
Okay.
or
So,
when picking you.
So if they want to work with us, I think they should first build a working product, working project. They should show what's the benefit of it for my community. If I promote it, how can we benefit? How can it be beneficial for both of us, the project and the
It's like being business
yeah,
partners.
it's being business partners, not just selling something to someone. And you get the money, and then you go out, you pop out. So you should you should make a you have a working product, and show how beneficial it is, and yeah, we can talk from it.
Not just an idea, not just a product, but a working product that definitely has use case and
Yes.
something that, is going to make a change in the world, right?
Yeah.
Gio.
Yeah, generally, when you're talking about brands, there are two sectors right now. It's Web 2 and Web 3. And then, if you'd go by the saying of Web 3, it's decentralization, and it's supposed to be for the people. So by the end of the day, brands should work with KOLs and even the community in the goal of supporting people, not themselves, technically. Because by the end of the day, the brand that is building in Web3 would be successful if it's supported by the people, and the people will build it. So I think that's where brands should focus on Web3. It's supposed to be different from Web2. If Web2 is profit-centric, Web3 is supposed to be people-centric, and then it will be a whole economy and it will thrive on itself. That's my opinion.
Let's elaborate on the people-centric part. Some people would want to understand people-centric as more people getting more out of the ecosystem, or a people-centric when we say that people first. How do you want to emphasize that?
It's not about like max extraction, what we saw from
Max extraction.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
Vampires, right?
my case for brands is, thinking about what benefits the people in terms of use case. Is this gonna benefit them in their daily lives? Is this gonna help them in terms of like what they do on a daily basis in social media, or if it's a sector in terms of AI, can they use this every day? Will it benefit them? It's if they focus on that I think they will thrive organically through decentralization. That's my take on it.
If we were to educate users now
Yeah.
on not be the maximum extractors, how would you do that?
Oh, that's gonna be so hard. We're living in a world where a lot of people are really greedy, and sometimes we really have to accept that. But us as KOLs and educators, we really have to like set an example, like what Rommel said a while ago. We really have to be the forefront of everything. That we're not here for max extraction. We're here for the future, and we have to be an example.
Thank you for that, Gio.
Yeah.
Gerry, go
I
ahead.
was talking about builders and project owners from earlier, right? But now I'm going to focus on the community, because they always think about one word, 1,000x, a moonshot. This could be the next big thing, 100x. We should avoid that mentality altogether as a builder, as a community, as someone who's just diving into this space. That should be not be the driving force of how you want to start your crypto journey. Because, of course, coming in from my own experience, that's how I got burned in the first place. I lost 5-6 digits from my very first trade, which was Dogecoin back in the day. This was a day before Elon Musk showed up on SNL. I bought about $5 in Dogecoin. I was thinking it's gonna hit $1, but it was trading at 0.7 at the time. I can clearly remember it as if it was yesterday, okay? It was trading at $0.7. I was thinking it was gonna go $1, at least. in my head, I was thinking this was going to print me the next $1 million. But then, obviously, that didn't happen. When Elon Musk showed up on SNL, it went down south, opposite of what I was expecting. So from trading 0.7, it went down to 2, 0.2 or 0.3. And I lost about $20,000, $20,000, $30,000. And it shouldn't be the driving force of...
And that's why we have to learn from those mistakes.
Exactly.
Being vulnerable
so that's why
like this,
we want to educate our audience. It's not 100x. It's not going to bring you 100x from the get-go. You should empower yourself too, as an individual, instead of just focusing on who should I follow, which influencer should I follow? Is he going to bring me the next 100x, 1,000x? You shouldn't follow these type of people. I'm not saying that they're bad, but it tarnishes the whole space because pretty much they're misinforming the community. So pretty much you should focus on building, bringing in value, transparency, and pretty much working hand in hand together. That's what DeFi is all about. That's what decentralization is all about. It's not about having one government to control the whole thing. It should be more of, okay, so we should ask the community, what do you need? What do you want to see in this space? So I'm asking for your input as being decentralized community, instead of just having one governance that will control the whole thing, that will benefit from the whole thing. So pretty much it should be decentralized. And that's the beauty of it, you know? We're all contributing from the space, within the space, and we can all build together and work hand in hand together.
As a quick summary, the only 100x that you should be expecting is within yourself. Not your portfolio, but yourself growing in the space. Because if everybody in Web3 are builders, it's going to be a lot more flourishing than what it is today. Yeah. So definitely, you guys are here not because you guys want to maximum extract things.
Exactly.
Because it's been happening. We can laugh about it, we can just joke about it, but people do it because of these bad actors. As I would say, people who are prominent, but we know will be gone when things go south. Yeah. And that's why growing ourselves, not just as creators, but as leaders in the scene, is one of the most important things. That's why we look up to the people who do the right thing, whether they're in public or whether there's a camera. These decisions happen when nobody's looking. And that's why you get to have 30,000 followers. People who are smart, not just people who just want to get the next big thing, give me the next alpha. Because you do not grow followers anymore. Because followers in social media mean nothing if they don't follow what you do. You lead by example. And that's the new leadership I hope that we would see in Web3. So as we go along, just a few more questions, guys. Or is there anyone who wants to ask our KOLs a question? You can raise your hand. Anyone asking a question? Think about it. I'll get back to you. Hold on to that. Have some quick questions. Answer this. What's your biggest red flag in the history of accepting brand deals? Yeah, the biggest red flag.
For me, they told me to tell my audience, my followers, that's going to be the next 1000x, word per word. Yeah.
Okay, for me, there's a meme project who wants to collaborate with me, gonna pay me this much, but I saw the project, the liquidity is so low. So basically, they want my community to be the exit liquidity. So that's not gonna happen in my watch.
Well, I want to give an awareness for KOLs this time. I mean, I agree with what they said. Everything's correct. I would stand by the KOLs also. A lot of fake brands are trying to scam KOLs too. When you go through emails, the biggest red flag is they want they want you to download something, and then once you download it, you're gonna get hacked. Or at the same time, there's another thing, another red flag. Projects make KOLs invest in a late round that eventually the KOLs are gonna lose money. The KOLs are gonna be exit liquidity, and still you're promoting the project. You're promoting the project that the KOL itself is gonna lose money. So it's most of the time it's unfair. Yeah.
So for everyone's knowledge, KOLs also invest.
Yes,
like
KOLs
normal
also
people.
invest.
We're not just people who pay us and then do this. We also invest in things we believe in.
We also get scammed a lot.
And we lose
That's what I
also
can
money.
say.
So just in case you think we all just take maximum extraction, we
Yeah.
want to help build it just like you guys.
I
So
know
if
a
this
few.
is the first time you've heard of it, but yes, we do lose money, and sometimes it comes from the people you trust the most. But definitely, this is stories you've seen or experienced as well. So you don't need to look at us or KOLs like, we're like the biggest influencers in this country and so forth. We have all the money and time in the world. No. We are like you, people who want to make things happen. Whether sometimes there are people who want to make it for the good, some for the bad. But definitely when you meet people who also have that same vision, build in Web3. And back to you, sir, who wants to ask that question? There we go, that's the mic.
I think so too. I think so too.
Yeah, so I just have like one question. I'm just curious, as a KOL, what is your take on the newest release of SEC regarding KOLs being regulated and penalized by promoting airdrops and other exchanges?
Who wants to go first?
Okay, I think I'm gonna go first. So
All right.
first and foremost, I'm sad to read those news because personally I'm an airdrop hunter, so I post airdrops. But on the other hand, we need it. We need regulations for us to move further, for us to improve, and to eliminate the bad actors in this space. But I hope soon there are some regulations that is more KOL friendly. You know what I mean? Because in the current draft, I read it. It is hard to move around, to be honest. But we need it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go next.
Go ahead.
Number one, I'd have to say that it has to be tweaked, even if they say that it can't be tweaked anymore. Because it's number one for KOLs or even people that is speaking on social media. It will definitely defeat the purpose of freedom of speech in a lot of ways. Like if you're gonna read the article, there's this saying that you cannot mention any certain tokens. What if you're just reporting or what, right? You're not really promoting, but you want to talk about in terms of like being in a podcast, being opinionated about things, being free about things, like people in Dubai talking about everything else, and at the same time, like I'd like to add there, it's gonna make people lose a lot of jobs also, and a lot of startups are gonna get affected because a lot of startups are building in a decentralized space, in DeFi. So it means a lot of those DeFi projects that startups are building, they should be regulated also. So it's gonna be hard for them because they're just startups; they don't have funding. So it's still
It's
a gray area
double-edged
for
sword.
me. Yeah, it's still a gray area.
Any quick thoughts for the
Number
interest of
one,
time? Yeah.
one word for me would be, I'm going to circle back to decentralization. Why is that? Because instead of moving forward, we're taking a step back again with this one. Because how can we empower the community if by the way of disseminating information, educating the community, now we're like pretty much you're stopping us from educating them, empowering them, asking their thoughts about this and that, which is, by the way, the main idea of decentralization is pretty much asking inputs from the community, empowering the community. And now, pretty much in the Philippines, we're taking a step back. Why is that? How so? Are we all going to be controlled by the government again? Which defeats the purpose of decentralization, which brings the power back to the government, to one governance. And pretty much, I hope we can do something about this,
It's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
something
totally.
that's...
Generally, it's what Elon Musk is building with X. It defeats the purpose of freedom of speech, generally.
Let's see
Yeah.
how it unfolds.
Yep.
There's mixed emotions, maybe negative, maybe positive, but regulation is here. Our voice is just a voice in the dark or gonna be a voice that speaks up for the truth. What I would want for everyone here, if you're in Web3 or you're building, maybe some feedback for these people who are working in the space, or also, speak up. Because sometimes it's not just enough to be building, but it's also enough to communicate what is happening. And sometimes some people being put in the dark is just how it was before. With decentralization, we're giving out a little bit of light for those people who knew that this exists. And when we move forward, I hope the ones giving us the stamp of approval, if you're a registered person that can do this, is eligible to do what he's supposed to, qualify us, qualify people who's in the space. Because that's something we've yet to see, we've yet to know what will happen. It can't be just anyone appointed by anyone. It's going to be hard to know, what was your credentials to be put there and so forth. And you're the one judging us that you're supposed to go in. No, you're not. It's like a personal preference of sorts. I hope there's going to be a body, perhaps, or a group of people to help on that. But definitely, our time is up. And I hope everyone here, or those who would watch this online, has taken some notes or will learn from this. And then again, this is the KOL Secrets panel with me, Prof. Toff.
CryptoPareh, Gerry, go.
Shun.
Gio, Comia.
Thank you, AIBC. This has been our third year with you. Appreciate you, everyone.
Thank you so much.